with 9-year-olds or dealing with 19-year-olds, you find a lot of common ground with this. You got to be honest. You gotta people recognize your intent, so kids know whether you're there for a check or you there because you genuinely mess with the kids.
Absolutely.
So and all of this ties into this. Like you see my shirt, bam, youth guidance.
Yeah.
If
Which is
people know
pretty
what,
ironic that you weren't wearing that considering where we're going with
yeah,
this.
exactly. But I work for BAM at South Shore High School, so I go from the high schools at 7:30 in the morning straight to South Suburban to practice. Then I might go to Cal City for our 7th grade practice or whatever, So it's like really with this stuff, like this is my life. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm
You
in
live it.
this, I'm living it for sure. So that's why I'm a certain way too on in the pit and stuff
I
like
get
that. It's
it.
like, all right, man, y'all
You don't know what you're
shut up.
talking about.
Shut up. Yeah. So it's funny though, but you gotta be straight up with these kids, man. You can't BS these kids. You gotta be genuine. And at times it's difficult because you build a relationship with people and you got to break news that they don't want to hear or they don't, they might not be ready for it. You got to get them ready for it, that type of stuff. So it's a balancing act, but generally, if your motives are good and your intent is there and you honest about what's going on, like they can't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah. Let's talk.
So go ahead.
And I want to talk about the development portion, right? Because
Mhm.
you are the VP of I'm
Fierce,
gonna
yep.
say it for me because I don't want
Fierce,
to.
Illinois
Well,
Fierce.
I know with the fierce, but is it is you're in like the development like a development coordinator, or are you like in
Right,
charge of like the development of these athletes, right?
right, right,
Now,
right.
now to stay on on us talking basketball, you hear a
Hmm.
lot about how AAU culture is kind of minimizing basketball, right? And
Okay.
things of that nature. So by you being a VP for Illinois Fierce who has a hand in that and things of that nature, is that something that you see often? And I'm pretty sure you probably don't see it from a Fierce standpoint, right? Because I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
you guys are bringing in the guys and the people that you want to develop the talent that you have, obviously.
Hmm.
And they're going to do it the right way, teaching these kids how to play basketball the right way.
Hmm.
But from other programs, not saying bad mouth other programs and things like
Right,
that.
right,
Do you
right.
see the different approach, and can you see what a lot of detractors of AAU basketball see?
100%. I can see it. I've seen it both ways. So one of the best things I heard from a brother named Chris Thomas, he told me there's a lot of money in bad basketball, right?
Mm,
So that's what you're seeing is a lot of people like you got a son. Say you want your son to play basketball. Okay, the son we could start a fierce team. You could be the coach. You got a 9-year-old team for your 9-year-old son. But in reality, you might not have a lot of interest in coaching other people's kids. You just want your son to do well. So I roll out a whole team for y'all. I have a tryout. I get you 10, 12 kids to show up. But you roll out there and you just let your son dribble up and down the court and shoot all the shots, right? Because it's your son and that's your primary focus. So, like, a lot of times that tends to be what happens, or it might just be me and D Son got want to start a team. All right, cool. Let's hurry up and get 12 players so we can start collecting this monthly fee that we're gonna charge them to be a part of this team and whatnot. And then we just pocketing the money and putting them in whatever tournaments. So I see it both ways. The thing is, you're not gonna be able to stop that, right? So it's like you're never gonna be able to stop people from making money that type of way. And it's 2022, man. It's just kind of you're fighting a losing battle, right? We can't try to condemn all AAU sports because we need it, all AAU basketball because the truth of the matter is, this is from a guy who coached high school basketball. Most of the offers and the looks come from AAU. There, you're in the gym more times with those coaches than you are with your high school coaches with college coaches around, right? So you need that avenue. Now, it don't have to be Mean Streets, it don't have to be Mac Irvin, but you need that avenue for spring, summer basketball to get your game in front of more coaches.
absolutely.
Because the reality is, if you go to Bremen, and not a lot of even D2 coaches walking in Bremen. So if you get on some type of AAU circuit and you get in some decent tournaments and you get out there and you get 23 in the game on somebody who's somebody, That D2 coach gonna be, oh well, who's number 22? Who's number 20? Who's that? Who is that kid? Where does he go to school? What's his name? So you need it. It's just a thing. But the fact is, it's problems in all things. It's like, excuse me, nothing's gonna be perfect. So I see it in AAU, but it's just it's something that doesn't really. We're so far beyond it. There's no point in even really arguing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in really arguing it because it's not going anywhere. It's so far along that it's not going to change. It's only going to keep spiraling how it's spiraling in just its natural kind of course of action. So it just kind of is what it is. I try to just tell parents to be on the lookout for certain signs. Don't give people your money if they're not developing your kid. He said, stop hating on women. My fault. Who was that? That looked like my partner right there. That's John right there. So
Shout outs.
he's just talking. But yeah, that's really just how it is, man. It's just something that's a part of the game, man.
What about